Sister Laila live, Sister Laila live. Weekly for the shower at the hour. At Sister Laila live, Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family, get cozy at Sister Laila.
Whoever's doing this. And by the way, what are you getting up here today? Let's talk about it. Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live.
At Sister Laila live, Sister Laila live. Weekly for the shower at the hour. At Sister Laila live, Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family, get cozy at Sister Laila.
Whoever's doing this. And by the way, what are you getting up here today? Let's talk about it. Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live. And by the way, what are you getting up here today? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute. Time for the Ask Sister Laila live show. Lines are now open. 862-370-2838.
Okay, everybody. Ina alhamdulillah. Wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. I apologize for the technical problems we were having a few minutes ago, but inshallah, everything is fine. I want to welcome everybody to the Ask Sister Laila live show. And this is where, as you can come and ask your questions about Islam, and inshallah, you'll get your questions answered. And again, if you have a question, if you're let me put this on here. If you're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Rumble, and Twitch, all you have to do is type your question on the screen, and inshallah, we can answer it. If you're on Instagram and the other platforms, I do on Instagram, I do have a sister there on Instagram, Sister Fame, who's watching it. And that way, if you have a question on Instagram, you can type it too. and inshallah, she'll read it to me. Or if you would like to join, you can join our Zoom room, www.sunnahfollowers.net. Click on Zoom, or you can just click on the chat, and that'll also bring your question to us, to our YouTube group, our WhatsApp group, or you can call us at what is the number, guys? 876
862-270.
Oh, 862-270-2838. And inshallah
3828. 3828.
Oh God. Oh, wait, can I copy paste? Nope. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do it this way, y'all. Okay, www. $3828. She said 3828, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there it is. Let me put it up here so y'all can see too. People on link. What's this? Twitch. That's Twitch. There it is. So you can ask the question that way too. If you want to come in and use the microphone and ask your question live, you can join the Sunnahfollowers Zoom room, or you can call in at that number. That'll take you to our WhatsApp group. Any questions you have about Islam, you can go ahead and type them on the screen. And I want you guys to remember, just before we get started, we are a nonprofit organization. Please support us. I know we're working hard to bring different classes and lectures here so you can have a well-rounded understanding of the religion. We are desperately, desperately in need of donations. So please support us, guys, by donating here. Look at all the blessings you will get, the rewards you will get. Subhanallah, you will get the reward of any Muslim that joins this website seeking knowledge, and any type of knowledge they receive, you will get a share of that. And also whatever reward Allah is giving me, he'll reward you as well too. So please support us, guys, inshallah. Okay, any questions or comments so far? Any questions? Y'all can start typing them on the screen. Okay, let me redo that. I thought I had the number right with that last part, because that's the only thing I can remember is the 2838. Okay. Let me. Okay, this is the number. Yeah, inshallah. There it is. Okay. Yeah, just go ahead. If you got a question, brother, just type it on the screen, inshallah. And that's for everyone. Just type it there, and inshallah. Or you can, like I said, come into the Zoom room with it. They said they can't see on Rumble, but I can. Go ahead. God. Why we start off with this? Of course, we start off with this question. Oh, Lord. That's why we all messed up there. Let me just share this with you guys, because tomorrow, inshallah, Dr. Ibrahim Jamali is going to do a special lecture about this big innovation that's happening as we speak. This innovation of celebrating the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. As you guys know, it's haram to celebrate anybody's birthday, because celebrating birthdays is an act of worship, and we don't worship anyone but Allah. Okay, so that's haram. And to do it to the Prophet is even worse. I'm just going to share this one hadith with you, brothers and sisters. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he lay on his deathbed dying, his wives were gathered around him. He took a towel and threw it over his face to catch the sweat that was coming from his head. And then he removed the towel and his eyes shot up. And he said, may Allah curse the Christians. May Allah curse the Christians and Jews. May Allah curse the Christian and Jews. He said it 3 times. And then he looked around at the people around him and said, do not do to me what they did to my brother Jesus. Do not over glorify, over praise me more than what I am deserving of. He said, anyone who does that will have the curse of Allah on them. May Allah curse them. That was the sentence he said before he looked around at his wives and said, be good, be kind to Sophia. And he died. So those were the last words he said. First of all, the Prophet Muhammad was not born. On these days, nobody knows when he was born because Allah made sure to keep that information hidden so as we wouldn't do what the Christians did to Jesus. That's why Allah also hid when the other companions were born too. We don't know when any of their exact birthdays are. Not the Prophet, not Umar, not Abu Bakr, not Aisha, not Salama. Allah did that on purpose because remember, he perfected this religion for us. He made it so that we can't do what these other people did. But here we have Muslims today. Y'all talk about Palestine. Y'all talk about the war in Gaza. The war in Gaza did not begin October 7th. And this is not a war against Gaza. This is a war against Islam. And it began under the Bush regime. It began back then with Afghanistan, with Syria, with Iraq, with Iran, with Kuwait, with Lebanon, with Bosnia, and the Sudan, and Nigeria, and Uganda, and all Somalia, and all these other African countries that it done spread it to, because it's almost the Congo, Ethiopia. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the fitna, the major trials and the major tribulations that will impact us as a nation will always begin in the East. And it will make its way from the East all the way across the entire earth. So this is not a war against Gaza. This is the war against Islam that Allah has promised to send to us. Why did Allah promise that he would send this war to us? Because we have deviated away from Islam in its truthfulness. The traditional Islam has become strange. The traditional Islam has become abandoned. The Sunnah has become abandoned. We have many women and men who call themselves people of knowledge, people of understanding, but they have deviated away from the Islam that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. They've deviated away from the understanding of this deen that those original companions had. If any of the companions were living today and they looked at us, They would say, oh God, Allah, there isn't any Muslims on earth. And they say, why don't you destroy them all? That's how corrupt we've become. We don't understand the basics. We don't even know what an act of worship is. You guys don't know that celebrating the birth or the death of a person is an act of worship. Even the non-Muslims know that. If you look it up in a dictionary to tell you that, we're that stupid. We're that innovative. And we wonder why Allah is angry. We think that all the protesting and boycotting that we're doing is going to bring about anything good for any of us. Nope. Not when we're sitting around innovating, celebrating the birth and death of people. When Allah said that's a sacrilege, and when our prophet, those were the last words he took. They were of the last words he took before he died. And what's the source of this hadith? It's real simple. Sahih Bukhari. Y'all better start learning the hadiths. A lot of you have learned how to sing the Quran. And that's all you can do is sing. But you don't understand any of the words of Allah because you don't know the hadiths. Instead of learning hadiths, you go to school and learn fatwas. You go to school and learn about Ibn Taymiyyah. You go to school and learn about the 4 Imams. You go to school and learn Riyadh al-Salihin. You go to school and learn the 40 hadiths of Nawawi. But you don't know the basics. Nothing about the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nothing about the companions. You don't know the true, authentic hadiths in Bukhari and Muslim. Shame on you people. So you're sitting around celebrating birthdays, doing what the Prophet said don't do right before he died. It's right there in Bukhari. He said, may Allah curse them and may Allah curse you. If you do that, we don't worship anyone but Allah. We not even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you people are going to pay for that. And of course, you think it's not a big deal because you're eating your cake, you're eating your ice cream, you're holding parties, you're doing belly dancing, you got musical instruments playing as you dance and party and drink your whatever you drinking, Bebsy. So you think nothing's going to happen to you. Pharaoh thought nothing would happen to him. Abu Lahab thought nothing would happen to him. Abu Jahl thought nothing would happen to him. Musaylama thought nothing would happen to him. Well, you better hope Allah don't take your soul before you repent, or you're going to be sitting there right with them, looking stupid just like them, claiming that you a person of knowledge. So I hope that answers your question, brother. And like I said, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dr. Dramali is going to do a special lecture. He's going to tell you how this innovation began. This innovation began after the companions had died out. Oh, yeah. It began after the companions had died out and as Islam spread through the innovative countries. We'll talk about that tomorrow at 9, so make sure you're here. Okay, are there any questions in that Zoom room?
Yeah, we have some questions. The first question is, does a new convert have a time frame in which for them to perform their obligations?
Okay, we just talked about this the other day, and I answered that, but I got so many new converts. I welcome that question again because in case the new converts weren't here to hear my answer. Again, anytime a person speaks to you about this religion and tell you things like certain times, certain place, a certain way, a certain day, they have to give the evidence to support it, because this is what separates the Muslims from the Christians and Jews. We are a people of evidence. We don't speak from our desires. Allah perfected this religion for us and gave us the rules, the laws, the conditions that we have to abide by as people, as Muslims. Once a person declares La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, though that statement brings you into Islam. And once you utter it, you are now a Muslim. And once you become a Muslim, you are obligated to behave like a Muslim, act like a Muslim, live as a Muslim, effective immediately. There is nothing in the Quran nor anything in the Hadith that says because you are new to practicing, you can take your time and learn how to pray. No. Just so you guys know, the original companions, they were converts to Islam. Did y'all know that? They were converts to Islam. The prophet told them after giving their allegiance to him, he said, you are now obligated to practice this religion as of now. So that means that if you are a Muslim woman, once you say Muhammadur Rasulullah, you got to have that hijab on. You got to start covering up when you leave the house. And whatever prayer is in at that time, you have to go pray it. Oh yeah, effective immediately. If it was Ramadan, you'd have to fast, effective immediately. You have to stop drinking, stop smoking, stop lying, stop cheating, stop fornicating, effective immediately. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that when a person comes into Islam, he's forgiven for all his sins, there he also stated after that another sentence. He said, as long as that person practices Islam. So if you converted to Islam and you're not fulfilling your obligations to Allah, you're not forgiven for your past sins because you haven't made that commitment to Allah. Remember, faith is in the heart, but as our prophet taught us, is followed by actions. Anybody can lie and say that they believe in Allah. But if you really believe in Allah, as the prophet said, it would show through your actions. You will start obeying him immediately. If you Muslims are not doing that, you better hope you don't die, because none of your past sins were forgiven. Whatever you did before you said La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Allah has not forgiven you of it. Not only will you die in a state of apostasy, but you'll also die and be held accountable for every filthy thing you did in your life. So I want you new shahadas to think about that. And that's what these people who give you shahada should have been telling you. So there is no such thing as a grace period. Allah doesn't give graces except in the hereafter. There's no grace period here in this world. Effective immediately. Do you understand? So you need to find out what prayer is in and go make your salats. And until you learn the Fatiha, you say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah in every position. You got to cover that naked body up. You better go find you a sheet. tear you a sheet in half and wear it on your head and over your body. You should have been prepared. How can you convert to Islam and not be prepared? That makes a person question whether or not their sincerity was there. If you were sincere about being a Muslim, what do you need a waiting period for? Are you a hypocrite? And only you can answer that question, because only you know what's in that heart. Were you sincere or were you playing around? If you were playing around, you better hope Allah don't send a lightning down on you, because I'm pretty sure Allah is angry today. When Allah looks and sees how Islam has become distorted and strange, all these people innovating, Allah is pretty angry right now. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of his anger. And Allah knows best. Yeah, next question.
The next question is, if my sister, who is a minor, is interested in Islam, but my parents are against it, should I still try to talk to her about Islam without my parents' knowledge?
Yes. 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 Allah says in the Quran, save your soul and your family from the hellfire. Yes, you try to talk to her about it and show her through your actions and behavior, and also give dawah to your family too, through your actions and behavior. Let them see how Islam has changed your life for the better. Let them see how you become a better person, a better human being since you have embraced this new way of life. You never stop giving dawah to your family, and always make dua for them as well. And Allah knows best.
Next question is, I know that good dreams come from Allah and the bad dreams could come from our personal jinn. What if you have a dream that is neither good or bad? Where do those dreams come from?
They don't come from nothing. That's why the Prophet said to the companions, stop worrying about dreams. Stop thinking about dreams. He said, if you have a good dream, just simply enjoy it because it came from Allah. If you have a bad dream, just say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and don't tell it to nobody. If you don't remember your dreams, don't worry about it. If you don't know what the dream was about, who cares? It's nothing. What you don't know can't ever harm you. That's what the Prophet said. So again, this is another one of the signs of the last hour. The Prophet said not only will Islam become strange and distorted, but the people who call themselves Muslims, we will revert back to how we used to be before Islam. Before Islam, the people on earth were superstitious. Before Islam, everybody was worried about bad luck, magic, the evil eye. What do my dreams mean? Islam taught us that those things exist, but those things can never harm us unless Allah wills it. And then Allah tells us if we trust in Him and fulfill our obligations to Him, He will protect us from all that stuff. And the companions believed that. They lived that. That's why they will be of those 70,000 who will enter paradise and not be held accountable for their sins, because they trusted in Allah. They didn't go around being pessimistic. They were not superstitious. But that was in the beginning. Now look at us. We're just like we back worshiping each other with birthdays. We worshiping the stars. We worshiping the prophet like Jesus and all that. Now we sitting around looking for an omen. We're looking for omens in our dreams. We're back how we used to be in the 6th century, in the 5th century, in the 2nd century, in the 3rd century. Human beings were looking at omens. Oh, that's a sign of bad luck. Oh my God, can you tell me my fortune? We don't trust in Allah anymore. So I'm telling all of you, forget about your dreams. Dreams don't mean nothing. Like the Prophet Muhammad said, Allah is not going to send no revelations to any of you because he was the last prophet. There will be no more revelations sent by Allah to any human being on this earth after him. And that includes you. So he said, if you have a good dream, they come from Allah. Allah will send you a good dream to take your mind off your problems. There's no omen there. He's not trying to tell you anything. The prophet said the good dreams come. They're fantastical dreams. It's Allah's way of taking our mind off of the problems we have. So the prophet said, enjoy it. That was your escape from your problems. And on the other hand, bad dreams, they can come from yourself or they can come from shaitan. Just say A'udhu Billahi and keep it moving. So forget about your dreams. Stop being superstitious. Stop being a pagan, because that's how the pagans are. They're superstitious. They don't believe in the qadr of Allah. That's a pagan. Anyone that doesn't believe in the qadr of Allah is not a Muslim. So let go of that paganry and believe in Allah and keep it moving. Next question.
So tomorrow, my doctor, who is a man who I work for, is teaching me how to ride a motorcycle. If so happens, he invites me to his home. Am I allowed?
Is this a Muslim woman asking this question?
It's Brother Tajri.
Oh, Brother Tashri. Tashri? There's nothing wrong with that. Long as it's a man. Long as he ain't LGBTQ. As long as he ain't LGBTQ trying to get you in a bad situation. As long as there's no alcohol, drugs involved. As long as there's no prostitution. As long as there's no women, then there's nothing wrong with it. And Allah knows best. Make sure he ain't LGBTQ. Ain't nobody got time to be tapped. Some of us do, though. That wasn't nice. Okay. I'm sorry. I tried to make a joke and it came out bad. I'm sorry, y'all. That was a bad joke. But I got to be real. That's the day that we live in. It's funny, but it's true. We're living in the LGBTQ age. Our children are being molested. Our boys, our young sons are being molested in Muslim schools. So we have to be careful. You don't want nobody tapping you. So just make sure it ain't no tap doctor. All right? Tap, tap, tap. Can't be too careful. Next question. Hey, they can tap with that eye too. Oh. He's an eye doctor. Brother Tajri say he's an eye doctor. Oh, hey, eye doctors tap too. Yeah, be careful. Long as he ain't LGBTQ, yeah, you can go. As long as there's no haram stuff. Brother Tajri, how old are you anyway? How old are you, Tajri? Got to make sure this ain't one of the little boys, the little kids. Let's get his age. Let's get his age, Mina. Make sure this ain't one of my kids trying to go off with some old pervert. How old are you, Tajri? He ain't telling me his age. Got to be careful. You better not be one of these little kids. Why he 52? You are not 52 years old. If you was 52 years old, you too old to be riding your behind on a motorcycle. Yeah, but it's okay long as it's a male and, you know, he's not violating, you know, you're not violating none of the laws or anything. Any other questions? Go ahead. And I mean any of the laws, period. Any of them. Yeah, I'm looking at my phone for questions too, guys. If y'all could go ahead. Any more in there? Yeah.
Yeah. The next question is thanking Allah for the birth of my children on their date of birth still considered celebrating their birthdays?
Yes. Y'all got to get over this worship, man. Why y'all worship people, your kids? That's why your kids got issues. We don't do that. Where did the Prophet Muhammad say that because we had a child, we're supposed to thank Allah on their birthday? You sound like some Kafir Christian. Y'all got to let go of that dunya. Let go of that paganry. You should thank Allah every day for your blessings. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, thank Allah every day for your blessings. The fact that you got children, that's a blessing. You should be thanking Allah for them every day. Why would you do it on a specific day? To do it on a specific day for a specific reason, that's innovation. We don't innovate in this religion. Why y'all can't get that through your heads? Why y'all want to worship? Y'all willing to worship anything except Allah. Y'all got a problem with him, but you ain't got a problem worshiping yourself or anything else. That's the human soul. The human soul is criminal by nature. The human soul is attracted to everything that's bad for it. It wants to do everything that's haram. The things that's good, the soul doesn't like. You don't like praying 5 times a day. You don't like getting up in the middle of the night doing tahajjud, but you like to celebrate your child's birthday. Are you crazy? This is one of the reasons why we have a high apostasy rate. Allah, let me tell y'all about our Lord. Allah is jealous. Ain't no one worthy of qualified to be more jealous than Allah. Allah does not like when we associate partners with him. Did y'all know that? That's how jealous Allah is. Allah is so jealous that when you love something more than him, to the point where you will disobey him, he'll take it away from you. Why do y'all think our children are apostating? That's Allah's way of paying us back for worshiping them. Why is it that our children are getting gunned down in cold blood? Why is it? Allah works for many different reasons. Whenever we disobey him for something else, Allah will take that thing that we find dearer than him away from us. Do you women want your children to grow up and be in Nicki Minaj? Do you want your sons to be doughboys or in jail or dead and gunned down? Y'all better stop worshiping them because Allah is extremely jealous. He don't like that. He doesn't like it. All right? So think about that the next time you want to worship your children or anybody else for that matter. Next question.
The next question is, what can I do if I'm interested in getting married and my guardian is not willing to find me a potential spouse?
And
okay, hold on for 1 second. I want to send this video to Sheikh Saud from yesterday, y'all. Hold on. His lecture I did for him. Hold on, I want to get the right one. This is it. So how do? I click on share, then I click on this, and then I send it to here, right?
Explain his command in the Quran and the Sunnah. And he taught it.
Okay. Now, what was the question? Go ahead. I sent it. I got it, Miss Smith. Okay, what's the next question? Go ahead.
Yeah, the question was, what can I do if I'm interested in getting married and my guardian is not willing to find me a potential spouse?
You need to sit down with your guardian, ask him why. And if he doesn't give you a good answer, then that's when you cannot fire your guardian. That's when you can arrange a meeting with your guardian and an imam who specializes in divorce. Find an imam who specializes in divorce that your guardian respects. And you can have a shura, a meeting between the three of you. And then the imam can ask your guardian, why is he denying you your right to be married? Because this is not lawful, but you cannot get rid of your guardian. You just need to have a meeting with a shura, with an imam who specializes in divorce. That's all. Allah knows best.
The next question is, did the Prophet ﷺ got poisoned from a ram? And did the angel Jibril come to him and said he was poisoned?
The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ died from being poisoned by a woman. She served him some lamb. Okay, the lamb was poisoned, and she did it to see if he was a prophet. She said, because if he was a prophet, he wouldn't die from it. And when he was eating the lamb, the angel Jibril told him that the lamb is poisoned. But some of his other companions who had eaten the lamb had dropped dead and died from it. So yes, that's true. And Allah knows best. It happens to prophets. The angel Jibril, will try to protect the prophets of Allah. Yes. And what happened to her? She was killed. Yes, she was executed. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Can boys or men have haircuts that are different in length, such as short on the side and back, but longer on top? Or should it be one length?
This is haram. What's the source? Bukhari and Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ said, any man, it is forbidden for men to leave their hair, part of it short, the other part long. He said, if you are a man and you're going to cut your hair, either cut it all and make it even, one length, or cut it all off. Either shave it all off or cut it and make it all even. But we cannot have it of different lengths. This is haram for men. And yes, a lot of these Muslim men today, their haircuts are haram. They look like the Kafir men with those fade. A fade is haram. A shag is haram. Either it's got to be the same length or cut it all off. And what's the source? Bukhari and Muslim. And Allah knows best. Yeah, believe it or not, guys, there are more restrictions against men than there are women. Allah has a lot of restrictions for men. We women don't have that many restrictions. Only restrictions we got is we got to cover our body up and make sure that when we go out the house, we talk like I am. You make your voice strong and loud like mine. That's the only restriction we have, really, as women. But men got a lot of restrictions. They got restrictions in how they dress, what they can wear, their colors, all of that. But we don't have those restrictions. And Allah knows best. Right. That's why there's no need for no feminism. Muslim women that call themselves feminists, they're mentally ill. Something's wrong with them. I usually say that they're LGBTQ. These are women that are LGBTQ and they're hiding because a Muslim woman has rights that no other woman ever had before her. There's not that many restrictions against us women. And Allah knows best. Yes. Okay. The sister here is asking, why is it that the women don't know that? You just hit it on the head. The women are not learning. We have to learn our rights as women, learn our roles as women. Most Muslim women don't know their rights. They don't know their roles. They get their knowledge from a bunch of men on the internet. And most of the men on the internet don't know what the heck they talking about. Because none of them scholars. I keep telling y'all that these brothers ain't scholars. So they're telling y'all all this dumb stuff. You know? A woman can do whatever she wants to her hair, except wear dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is haram for everybody because dreadlocks is the imitation of the jinn. What's the source? Bukhari and Muslim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the jinn walk around with their hair in knots and they don't comb it. They don't wash it. They don't comb through it. He said anyone who has hair has to be able to comb through it. You can't comb through a dreadlock. And I don't care what they call it. You can call it sister lock. You can call it brother lock. You can call it mommy daddy lock. It's still a lock and it's haram. And also a woman cannot shave her hair bald. We can't do that. But other than that, you can wear your hair however you want. We can cut our hair. We can wear different styles, different lengths. You can put a perm in it. You can relax it. All of that stuff is lawful in Islam. Like I said, most women don't know their rights because we've been learning from men who don't know. Man, you learn from a man, he's just going to tell you what you want to hear. If you go to a man and ask him how to be a woman, he's going to tell you how to be his woman. Can't no man teach you how to be a woman because ain't no Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad was different, but he's gone. That's it. Now you're going to get watered down Islam. You're going to get a bunch of brothers telling you how to be their version of a woman when they don't know anything about the mothers of the believers because they don't know the companions. They know nothing about them. They don't know the hadiths. Nothing. So you sisters are going to have to stop taking your knowledge from men and take it from women who know their deen, like Laila. And by the way, this is how they did Aisha too. Instead of the women coming to Aisha, they kept running to Ibn Masud. And then when she told them, y'all keep running to Ibn Masud, asking him questions that only I can answer for you. How can Ibn Masud tell you how to be a woman? He ain't a woman. Plus, he didn't live with the prophet. I did. But instead of y'all coming to me, she said, your jealousy. Because women are so jealous of other women, you rather sit there and let some man tell you his version of how he would like a woman to be, instead of asking a woman who knows, because you can't get past the jealousy of another woman knowing better than you. That's just how we are as women. That's part of being a female, unfortunately. And Allah knows best. But yes, you can cut your hair however you want, sister. Just if you're gonna cut it short, make sure you don't look like a man. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, when her hair fell out because the people slandered her, she cut her hair to the short as her ear to even it out because her hair started falling out. It was uneven. So she cut it to even it out and it was as short as to her ear. So just make sure you don't look like a man. But yes, and don't shave your head bald either. And Allah knows best. Hold on, is this it? He sent me. Is that it?
The scholars we have in our time, all of them,
Oh, okay, yeah, he sent it. Okay. All right, yeah. Any other questions? Was Jesus' hair long? Okay, we have a hadith from the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's the source? Bukhari and Muslim. He talked about how when he went on his night journey, he got to see and meet some of the prophets. And he met the prophet Jesus, alayhi salam, and he met Jesus' cousin, John. Okay, he said Jesus' hair came to his shoulders, and Jesus' hair was curly. It was that wavy curly, and it came to his shoulders. In fact, guys, most all of the prophets' hair came to their shoulders. Even Moses, alayhi salam. Moses' hair came to his shoulders too. Jesus was white in color. I know y'all ain't gonna like to hear this, but Jesus was white in color with red cheeks. He had hair that came to his shoulders that was that wavy kind. The kind of hair like I got, waved. Okay? And he was white in color. He did not have blue eyes. Okay, he had brown eyes, but he was light in color with red cheeks, and his hair was wavy and came to his shoulders. Moses, alayhi salam, his hair came to his shoulders too. And Moses was tall and lean. Abraham was tall too, with big feet. Yeah, and Allah knows best. But most of the prophets had long hair. Most of them did, to their shoulders. Even our Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, would let his hair grow to his shoulders too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you see some of the brothers like that. That's why you see some of the brothers with their hair to their shoulders. They call themselves imitating the prophets of Allah. Yeah. Nowadays, you will have these brothers tell you that it's imitating a woman. That's not true, because all the prophets of Allah hair came to their shoulders. How is that imitating a woman? Women don't have the market on long hair. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead. Did I send him the right one, y'all? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Hold on for 1 second while you guys write your questions. Oh God, let me go on here and get the video if I do. I'm trying to do the Q&A and the brother is about the video of his. Let me go to his videos. Hold on. This is it. Let me go here. This is it. Okay, I'm getting ready to send it to him now using this computer thing here. Hold on. Okay. Right. I sent it to him now. Inshallah, he should have it. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to send that. He trying to get the full video. Okay, that should be it. Yes, a woman can wear her hair in braids. Yes, but not dreadlocks. Not any type of locks. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said whoever has hair must comb through it, must be able to take a comb and comb through it. If you can't comb through it, that's not from us. You're not one of us. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He got it. Yeah, he got it now, sisters. Yeah. Yeah, any questions in the Zoom room, family?
None from that.
And by the way, guys, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock in the morning, we have Sister Samat from Egypt. She's going to be doing the names of Allah. The names of Allah. That's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Please make sure you guys are here. Yes, I'm going to stream it. And also tomorrow at 4 p.m., we have Dr. Asim. And then at my class is at 6:30. And then Dr. Dramali's going to do a special on, no, we got Brother Hanif is going to do his class tomorrow at 6:30. And then we have a special with Dr. Dramali, inshallah. Okay, this is a good question. A sister here is asking, she said, if you are a green bird in paradise and you have family there as well, will you know them? Yes. Yes, we're going to know each other. In fact, if you die and you're in your grave, if your soul is in the form of a green bird, yes. And if you got family members there, you will reunite with your families. You guys will fly around together. Yes, you'll know who they are. And you'll be with them if they're in paradise too. And the same with hell. Will we recognize our family members in hell? Yes, the same in hell too. You get a say, if your soul is going to be in hell, you're going to see your relatives. You will see your mom, dad, whoever's in there with you. Yes, the souls will always recognize each other. Yes. The souls will even recognize the souls that it forgot in this world. Remember, we talked about how after Allah created Adam, Allah created all of our souls. We don't remember what happened up there. When Allah puts our soul in the womb of our parents, we don't remember. But in the hereafter, we'll remember all the other souls that we knew up there. Whoever you was friends with up there before you went in your mama's stomach, you'll recognize each other. That's where that term soulmate comes from and all of that. Yeah, we don't remember the souls in this world. Sometimes we have deja vu. You might run into somebody and say, it's deja vu. Could you be the... Y'all remember that? Dionne Warwick. Deja vu. We get deja vu sometimes. That's your soul remembering. You're connected to this person. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like I've known that person all my life. Maybe y'all were friends before Allah put you in the wombs of your mothers. You might have been friends up there and the soul's connected again. So yes, we're going to remember each other, and in the hereafter, we'll remember each other. Yes. And Allah knows best. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Could have been. Y'all could have been soulmates. Maybe you and your husband were friends up there. Y'all remembered yourselves up there, and then y'all connected in this world. That could be. I mean, deja vu. The soul is something that only Allah understands. Okay, so anything is possible like that. You could have made that connection. There's one person I know in this world that I think I got that connection with too. You know, I think we all might have one person that we know. It's like we've known them forever. Could have been a friend of ours up there. You never know. Yeah. Okay, the sister here is asking, why is it that people are big on this innovation? It's just the sign of the times. The Prophet Muhammad said that we're going to be just like the Kafir. We're going to imitate them in everything. Faith is weak. True faith is rare. The Prophet ﷺ said, you will search throughout the entire earth and only find a handful of believers. Most Muslims will be hypocrites. You'll just find a handful of believers. That's just one of the signs. People don't love Allah as they should. We don't fear Allah as we should. We don't believe in him as we should. Islam will become like it was in the beginning. Before Islam, the people lost faith in Allah. Why? Because Christianity had let them down. Judaism had let them down. So people stopped believing in Allah. People were back worshiping trees and birds and animals and stuff like that. Islam brought light back into the world. And this was during the dark ages of history. That's why it's called the dark ages. There was no hope. Islam brought hope back. Okay, the belief in Allah was regenerated. But like the Prophet said, just as Islam began strange, so it shall end strange. The later generations will be just like the people were back then. Hypocrites, not believing in Allah, superstitious, pessimistic, getting their fortunes read, looking for a dream to answer their questions. I mean, it's just, we're the same. We just reverted back. Yeah. Just ask Allah to keep you on the straight path. Ask Allah to keep your faith strong and embedded in you. And ask Allah to keep you, amongst the believers on the straight path. I mean, that's all we can do. It's scary. I know, because it's scary. And I look around, I'm like, what is going on? It's scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, any questions in Zoom? Wait a minute. Something here. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I don't see anything in Zoom. Brother Jeffrey, do you have any questions? It's good to see you in our Zoom room, Brother Jeffrey. How's it going? Yeah. And unfortunately, sister, they doing it here too. They worshiping the dead here in America too. Like I said, we're worshiping anything. We're worshiping the dead. We're worshiping our children. We're worshiping animals. I was watching, I was flipping. I was writing in my book last night because I couldn't sleep. And I had on the TV because I like to keep something on because, y'all know I'm scared of the dark. Yeah, I'm scared of the dark. So I got to have something on to hear. So I had the TV on while I was writing in my book. And then they had this stupid show on called Selling Sunset. And they was at a funeral for a dog. I'm like, what the heck? These people paid $1 million for a funeral for their dog that had died. I mean, they had the minister there to read from the Bible. They had food. They had a coffin for him. The dog was in a big white gold coffin. I'm like, these people, and the people were there giving condolences. People were crying, drinking champagne. I'm like, you spending $1 million on a funeral for a dog. And they had open casket. It was open casket, so everybody could take their last look at little Poochie. I'm like, and Poochie had his fur was groomed. Poochie had bows in his hair. I guess it was a girl, bows in her ears, looking like this. I'm like, what the heck? The sign of the times. We're crazy. That's just the world we live in today. Yeah, we worship our animals, our kids, money. It's just sad. Well, at least I found out, guys, why those rap stars refer to themselves as being God. They belong to this, what's it called again, Geechee? The 5%ers. I didn't know that's a group. They're a branch off of Elijah Muhammad or something. They're a branch off of the Nation of Islam. They call themselves 5%ers, and they think that they're God. So when y'all talk, all these rap singers that they say are Muslim, most of them are not Muslim. They're 5%ers who claim to be Muslim, but they don't believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. They're a branch off of the Elijah Muhammad. I just learned that. I was watching it on TV. They had a special. Busta Rhymes, he is not a Muslim. He's a 5%er. I was watching that special on TV. I said, oh my God, look at them. Ice Cube is Muslim, but a lot of them other ones are not Muslim. They're 5%ers. And I had never heard of them. So you got these Dawah brothers. These Dawah brothers interviewing Busta Rhymes and all these famous celebrities that claim to be Muslim. Well, they are not real Muslims. They do not believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. They think that they are God. That's sad. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys.
Sister Laila, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so the sister said that her husband is a convert, and her husband had got a divorce. So she's married to a different man now, but she wants to know who would be responsible for her first husband seeing the baby, like who would take it, because her baby, the one that she just got a divorce from, he wants her back. So who would be the responsible person for every time he sees his child to bring him to? Would it be her husband? Her new husband?
She ain't even got to have him involved. She can take him to have a family relative or the mosque or someplace like that. But she should not be involved with that man at all, because all that's going to end up is a serious, filthy kafir affair. So tell her that her husband, if any arrangements that he wants to make, they can go through a third party. I wouldn't let it be her husband, because that can be a fist fight. I would get a family member that would be the one that they can do that through. Because I don't know that many men who is going to be letting some other men talk about his wife to him, you know. She should get, it could be anybody, but I wouldn't have it my husband. I'd have it a family member. Or the mosque or something. Because if he's got,
she heard you.
Yeah, making them type of moves on her marriage ain't gonna last long. And I wouldn't put her husband in that. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions?
She said that okay, so she said the reason why she asked that because her husband said that he is the one that's supposed to be the guardian of the baby.
Tell her husband to sit his behind down. Ain't none of his business, because he ain't that baby's father. Tell her husband he don't know what he talking about. Sit on down. This ain't his affair. and she don't want it to be his affair, because he, with that type of attitude he got like that, I definitely wouldn't have him. That's just more proof that I wouldn't have him, because that's not his child. That the other man is a Muslim, and that's his child. The child belongs to the father. Okay, so the simple fact that her husband said that, that's a sign that she needs to get somebody else, because her husband's going to be all in that, like any man would be, to be honest, who don't want, like his wife, dealing with no dude. So tell her she would do better getting a family member or someone neutral from like the imam or the mosque or somebody else, because her husband with that type of attitude, that ain't going to be a nice situation, because he ain't the guardian over nothing. That baby's guardian is his father, because the father is who the child belongs to anyway. And that's a whole different topic. So unless her husband want to start some BS, tell him to sit on down and stay out of it. And you get a family. She needs to get a family member to handle that stuff. And Allah knows best. He ain't no guardian over him. That child ain't no orphan. The child's father is living, so the child ain't no orphan. So what makes him think he a guardian? That don't even make sense. She want to lose a child.
Okay, she said that, and the reason why she states that is because he is her new husband.
Well, that's all he is. He's her husband, but he is not her child's father. He is her husband. That's it. But he is not her child's father. The child belongs to the daddy. And just because you divorced the daddy don't mean that you can replace him with another man as a father. No, you can't. Or you're going to end up with a situation like Umar did, where that man will come and take that baby from her. And technically, Islamically, he can do that, because the child belongs to the father. So tell her she better stop with all that, I'm married now, and that drama that women create, and sit her behind down and tell her husband to sit his butt down, and she need to call her father or her mother or her brother and say, y'all handle this. Y'all take care of picking the baby up so he can see it, and let them meet at your house. I don't want him over here. I don't want him calling me. He calls them. He can do that through her family members, because this is getting ready to become a bad situation that we see every day as dire, and it don't end up nice. She'll be back up in here asking me, he took my son. Islamically, can he do that? Yes, he can. That's his. The child belongs to the father. That's what the Prophet Muhammad said. That's what Allah said. All right? So take her new husband and live her life. But her new husband ain't got no say-so over another man's child. Know his place. Y'all should have talked about that before y'all got married. And by the way, sisters, this is what I mean. We need to learn the rules of marriage before we get married. We need to learn, what role does my new husband play with my child? If its father is living, he don't play no role with him. Anything that he does for your child is a charity for him. But it's the father's responsibility to provide and maintain and educate that child. Okay? That's the father's job, not your husband's. Your husband want a job, make a baby with him, and he can be that would be his guardianship. But he's not a guardian over that child. That child's father's alive. And you're going to lose it if you start that dumb stuff, that African-American dumb stuff. That's what it's called, the African-American dumb stuff, where we use the children. We put our kids in the middle. Can't do that. Yep. The sister's here saying, yep. Yeah, you've been through it. The sister here said, I've been through that. She said, you better listen to Layla. She said, because I lost both my kids. The father took them. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a hadith about that too. If a woman remarries, he can take the kids. Oh yeah, there's a hadith about that. You don't want to go down that road, sister. Tell your husband to sit down and stay out of your concerns with that father or that baby. How old is the baby anyway, Mina? How old is the baby?
She said he's 3.
Oh yeah, he needs it. It's a boy too.
Yeah, it's a boy.
You better sit down because the sons belong to the daddy. Can't no man raise another man's son. You better sit down, girlfriend, and tell your husband to mind his business. His business is you, not your son. That's his father's business. Because Islamically, he can come and take that boy. Because it's his job to raise his son to be a man. Oh, yeah. So get your brothers or your family, your mother and father involved, and you can drop the little boy over there on the weekends. Drop the little boy over to your mother's house on the weekends, and he can pick him up, he can bring him back to your mother's house, and then you go get him. I wouldn't have no contact with him. And your husband should have nothing to do with him at all. And your husband has no say-so over that boy either. At all. And Allah knows best. Yeah. She got it?
She said, yeah, it's a whole drama thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, tell her just to drop the kid off over her mother's house on whatever her husband and her and her ex-husband agreed to for visitation. The drop-off point will be your mother's house. You are dropping the kid off at 3:00 on Fridays, and you will pick the kid up at 3:00 on Sundays. And that way, and no communication between the two of y'all. The communication is done through your mother or your father. That's how you handle that. And they communicate to you. That's going to be a problem. That man going to want his son back. You know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Yeah, we got to be careful in those situations living here in America. America believes in joint custody, joint visitation rights. Yeah. So do it right. Yeah. Islamically, it's his. It's a boy, too. Yeah, that's right. The brother here said, can't no man tell my son how to be a man but me. Exactly. That's the mentality. And that's Islam. How some other man gonna tell his son, somebody else's son, how to be a man? Yeah, see? Yeah, exactly. All right, no other questions? Okay, inshallah, we're going to end right here for today, guys. And I want to remind everyone, yeah, you can tell I'm tired. I didn't sleep last night, and I didn't sleep today. So it's just, I'm like, I don't even know what time it is. But we're going to end this Q&A for tonight. Please make sure that you guys are here tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I got to be up at 10 to be here. Yeah, I got to be here too. At 10 a.m. For the Names of Allah class with Sister Samat. And also, guys, I know it's the weekend. For those of you who got paid, please support this dawah effort. We need donations. We still ain't got even half the money we needed for this website. We're going to probably end up in the hole. It seems like every weekend we end up in the hole. I ain't even checked today. But please, guys, you can donate using Zelle, and you can send it to the business email address, which is Laila@Sunnahfollowers.net. Or you can cash app at Sunnahfollowers or go to PayPal me/Sunnahfollowers and you can pay using a credit card, check, or whatever. Please, guys, we need them donations this weekend because I don't even know what done went through. I hope we ain't overdrawn again. Please, last time we were $300 overdrawn, so I hope we ain't like that again. Whew, that's a waste. All right, guys, I'm gonna log out.
Did you see Jamila's question? I don't know if you saw it yet.
I don't know what that is, so don't worry about it because all I know is it ain't Muslim. Whatever it is, it's not a Muslim. Remember, there's over 73 different sets of Muslims. I don't even know what half of them are. But they're not Muslim, so that's all you need to know. All right, guys, I'm going to log out for tonight. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. See you guys at 10 o'clock in the morning, inshallah.